There's a lot of people commenting on what's going on in Syria right now. And I've got a message specifically for people from the UK and from the USA who are not Syrian. A lot of them bashing Assad, using this as a opportunity to condemn Assad and demonize him and explain how horrible he is. I get it. You're expressing that you think Assad is evil, and it's a legitimate point of view, okay? There's a lot of people who share that view, a lot of Syrians who share that view. No problem with expressing the view that Assad is evil. This is what pisses me off, is that every single time that a Western state has conducted military aggression in the Middle East or anywhere in the world, there is a whole platoon of liberal media spokespeople, article writers, so-called experts who are brought in to basically conduct propaganda in order to justify the military aggression. And this isn't new. This is as old as colonialism. Okay, when the British were colonizing Africa, they had a whole range of missionaries to sanitize the military aggression. And they would say, we are benevolent, we are interested in your civilization and your education. Fuck did they? They were there to conduct military aggression. They've done that with Saddam Hussein when they invaded Iraq. They did that against the Taliban when they invaded Afghanistan. They've done that with Palestine by blaming Hamas. They do that with Lebanon by blaming Hezbollah. They do that with Libya when they blamed Gaddafi. All of this fake concern that you seem to have about Syrians is bullshit. And I know that because I used to work as a barrister in the UK for refugees for 9 years during that whole time the civil war was going on against Syria. The UK was part of the fucking problem in Syria. The UK was supplying arms to, conducting reconnaissance, providing intelligence, and helping bomb Syria, okay? And a lot of the left wing actually voted for the government to do that. And what pisses me off is that created what Europe called the migrant crisis, okay? It was a crisis. Why? Because we were bombing the shit out of Syria and the people in Syria were having to leave their homes. So it was our crisis. All right. And you know how fucking badly we treated them? We treated them like absolute shit all across Europe. Okay. There are some exceptions. There are people, great people, who did what they could to try to help the Syrian people. But on the whole, everything that we saw in the media was demonizing. We used to hear them be called locusts or cockroaches. We used to make them travel across the Mediterranean in dinghies. Okay, we used to lock them up in detention centers. There were unaccompanied children, tens of thousands of them, that were left stranded, and we still don't even know where some of them are. Those that made it to the UK have on the whole been treated pretty shit. They have made successes of what they've been given. But on the whole, the UK treated Syrians like shit. So instead of going on about how shit Assad is, go on about how shit you are, okay? Go on how about shit your government is. Talk about how badly involved your government was and how you voted for that. And if you want to do something about Syria or Syrian people, go and help Syrian people. There are many in the UK, right? Why don't you go and check in on how they're doing? Why don't you go and ask them if their financial situation is okay? Why don't you go and ask them if they've got any family that might need helping in Syria? Instead of just fucking going on about how bad Assad is, which doesn't help the bloody situation, and it just makes you seem like a cunt.